Well, welcome back. This is the second time I'm doing this section here of this video. Now, I was talking about spraying enamel on like your suspension parts, battery tray, if you got like a GM or something, you know, Ford, would be a radiator, core support, and everything else. But obviously I have Mopar out there. They paint the engine bay, so my core support and everything got painted body color. So what you want to do is cheapest, most efficient way of doing it is if you have yourself a spray gun, get yourself a spray gun, cheap gun, you can get whatever. Now, for doing this enamel, I don't like the gravity feed guns, and that's what this is. I prefer siphon feed, which pull off the can. And I know this is a small one, this is a detail gun, but it works for what I need to do for the inside of the bumpers, battery tray, K-frame, and support brackets, because I don't need something massive to spray. I do have some quart versions of this gun. But anyway, enough of that. Get yourself standard Rustoleum here. But I get the professional stuff versus, there it is. I have two different kinds now. Since I have rust on that battery tray, I wire wheeled everything off, scraped everything off with the scraper, wire wheeled everything, scuffed it up, used my window cleaner, wiped everything down, got everything clean, all the oils off. So I like to use the rusty metal primer first. And it's two different kinds. I assume there's two different kinds. This one says professional, this one does not. So I actually think this is slightly better. More for like implements and everything else, but it works for what we need. But anyway, you know what, mixed up really well. And as well, the ratio we like to go with here is 4:1, which means 4 part paint to 1 part of your primer or your color. Now I'm going to do these with the rusty metal first, and then probably tomorrow morning there, I'm actually going to spray everything down with like a semi-gloss. I don't think I'll use gloss. I think I'll just use a semi-gloss. But it's pretty tough stuff. It works. Trust me, it works. If you prep it right, prep is the key. It'll last many, many years. Now, I already, since I tried recording this twice, I already mixed this up at the 4:1, which, as you can see, I already have that thinner. And you stir it up, you mix it up. Now, what I usually go with, I'll stir it up, and to see if it's at a good consistency to spray with, pull your paint stick out, and it'll run a clear stream off, and then it'll start dripping. Count the seconds between the stream and the drip. I usually like 3, 3.5, 4 seconds, and you know you're thin enough, because you want it thinner, but you don't want it too thin. Now, I already sprayed this stuff once here. I actually got to spin my brackets. I flipped the K-frame already. And I'm going to go through and respray again for the second coat, because it's all tacked off about 20 minutes. Always use a paint strainer, just in case if you got any chunks in. You know, you don't want them getting in the gun. Use your paint strainer. And when you go to clean your gun then, this is actually going to take, I'll clean it up with acetone and mineral spirits, some paint thinner. Perfect. Wear your respirator. Now I like spraying because you can get inside the cracks and crevices You know, stuff that brushing you can't get. Now I know what you're thinking here. I'm doing this outside. Well, it really don't matter for this stuff. Well, there you go. You got to see me spray out at least the rusty metal primer there. We finished up the K-frame and the bumper brackets, and I came in, I gave a little bit of a touch up on the battery tray. And it'll work for what it needs. It's gonna cover up, seal the rust. We were able to get in the cracks. You know, buy some time. The bumpers are basically shot anyway. There's holes in it, and the chrome is actually, I think it's on the front one there. There's a spot where it's just the chrome is left. So they're not going to be perfect, but like I said, scuff it. You know, I scraped everything loose off with a scraper, scraped everything loose, any rust chunks off, got them off with the scraper, and I wire wheeled everything, you know, the wire wheel and the drill, just to scuff everything over. You can go over with a piece of Scotch-Brite if you want, 220 grit, whatever you want. For what we're doing here, the wire wheel was perfectly fine. Gives it enough of a bite. So scrape it up, clean it up, and then afterwards I used standard old Windex, because that was closer than my spray away window cleaner, which is in the trunk of Piecemeal. Wiped it up, wiped everything up, and then your mix. I said, get the professional. This is good enamel, trust me. 4 parts of this, 1 part of acetone, and on your stir brush, I said you mix it up, stir it up, pull that out, and you're going to see it run. And count the seconds between run and start to drip. I go for between 3 and 4 seconds, we'll say that. And then you know it's thin enough, your gun's going to be able to spray it, but you're going to get a nice good coat. So now that's all coated up, 2 coats out there. So I'm going to go ahead and clean the gun up. That way it's good for tomorrow. Like I said, I'm going to rinse this out with some acetone and wipe everything down, use mineral spirits and whatnot. And like I said, I'm going to let all this flash off completely till tomorrow. You know, good 24 hours, which I think that's what this takes anyway. Yeah, I'm pretty sure of it. Either way, I'm giving it 24 hours. Won't quite be, but probably about 20 hours. I might actually move these out once they're not tacky anymore. I'll move them out inside the sun, and it'll kind of bake on there a little bit. And then we're going to go over it with the semi-gloss tomorrow, so hopefully that helps you. At least now you know you can spray a rusty metal primer out of a spray gun, and it works pretty good, trust me. And hopefully you got something from this one as we slowly put Piecemeal back together. So as always, give a like, subscribe, share, you know, give the old thumbs up, give a thumbs down if you don't like it. Just give something, then I know you've seen it. But, so, all right. Thank you for watching.